Okay, happy week 8, everybody. To be honest, it doesn't feel like it's been 8 weeks, so it's definitely a little crazy to me. And I also wish people good luck on their midterms because I know some people have them. So good luck to you all, and I hope that you pass everything with flawless scores. So just to jump into this week's discussion board, I chose John. Um, so, what systems or structural barriers contribute to his hardship? So, just to talk about John, so you have some background on him, even though you guys have watched it yourself. So he has a son who has Down syndrome. And then he also used to work as an accountant for Columbia Sportswear, and then he got laid off. And after he got laid off, he wasn't able to find a job because of the job crisis, and there just not being enough jobs for people. So he got laid off and he wasn't able to find a job. So because of that, he wasn't able to pay his bills and afford things like food, and just basic necessities that he needed. And because he wasn't able to pay his bills, his heat and electricity got shut off and he faced possible eviction. And then more on, I think these would be like the systems right here. So when he would go to apply for programs, it's either his current or past employment would exceed the program limits, which, in my own opinion, that kind of frustrates me a little bit because, as we can see in this documentary, things change really quickly. And so I think kind of doing it like that kind of makes it unfair and unequal to people who are really needing it, but they can't get it due to past history, basically. And so, and when he would go to apply for assistance, there'd be really long wait times, or there wouldn't be enough people, so he'd just end up leaving voicemails. Sorry, my dog is doing weird things. So yeah, there'd be really long wait times, not enough people working, or he would go to apply for like Section 8 housing, like I said, really long wait times. He also applied for the Oregon Housing Assistance, and the money had run dry. There was not enough money. So that's really another one like of the barriers is there wasn't enough funding for all these programs, or there's really long wait times, or I know some of them were just really long and confusing, and so they didn't really know like what to do and what to fill out. So another one is the application process is really hard, really extensive, and it's long. So like he applied for utility assistance, and by the time he had gotten utility assistance, his heat and all that had been shut off. And so it really long wait time yet again. Sorry, I'm blanking right now. And so then what interventions might a social worker do at the different levels? So at the micro level, they can do like direct, I flipped it over. Oh, here we go. They can do direct casework. So they can help them apply for benefits like SNAP, utility assistance. And by doing that and working with a social worker, it ensures that the paperwork is done properly and it's turned in on time. So that hopefully kind of helps limit how long he's gonna have, like, people like him are gonna have to be waiting for assistance. They can also provide like one-on-one counseling or family counseling to the people going through this, kind of to just have somebody else besides like a family member, because there's also like a really negative stigma a lot of these people kind of had about themselves because of this. So I think having somebody to talk to that's not a family member or a friend would really help them, benefit them. And the social worker could also advocate for them to like the utility companies or to their landlords to either prolong eviction or just see if they can like set up a payment plan, instead of just shutting everything off. At the Meta level, they can connect like churches, food banks, and nonprofits like together. That way access is more accessible and people are more prone to knowing about it. They can also create support groups, so that people who are going through the same thing, they can talk to each other, so that way they know that they're not alone. And it also just helps reduce the feelings of isolation in those people. And then we can also do like community education. So instead of doing like one-on-one classes, you can do group classes. That way nobody is scared to show up. So you can teach them how to budget, just how to save their money and how to prolong it. And then at the macro level, they can advocate for a higher minimum wage. That way people aren't slipping through the cracks and going unnoticed. And they can just also advocate for an easier and more accessible application process. make it a lot easier for some people to apply, because, you never know what they struggle with. Some people may have, like, literacy issues, it's harder to read it, or they're just older, and they've never seen paperwork like this before. So making it easier would make it a lot more helpful. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But that's it for this week's discussion board. So thank you for watching my video.